First Alert Weather Day coverage continues right now. Keith, there's a little bit of weather out there.
There is, just a little bit. We got a little bit to be concerned about. We got a lot of bit to be concerned about. Here's First Alert meteorologists Brittany Rainey and Jeff Ray. On any other day, they are the dynamic duo. Today, more than ever.
Yes, we have a lot of colors on our map, ranging from snow to some sleet to freezing rain to rain in our eastern areas. But notice that cold air has really moved in. Temperatures now in the 20s. That means any precipitation, no matter what the form we're seeing, it is sticking and accumulating out there. So that's also why our roads have really deteriorated over the past 3 hours. If you don't have to head out on those roadways, definitely stay home. You're likely going to have to take your pets out. If you're walking on any of those cement sidewalks or driveways, be very careful. They are going to be slick if they were not treated overnight. But notice we are looking at some of that freezing rain still off to the east of the Metroplex. We're still getting some sleet as well, likely right around DFW. We're starting to try and get that transition over to some snow, but notice Tarrant and Dallas County right in the middle of that transition. So we're still seeing some sleet, also trying to get some snowflakes mixing in there. No matter what precipitation form is, it is definitely going to be very slippery on the roadways, and we are seeing just a sheet of ice throughout a lot of the area. Where we have some heavier precipitation, likely a mix of sleet and snow. That's just a southwest of Dallas and Tarrant County, so around Morgan, Clifton, Bono, over into Stephenville. You guys are seeing some pretty heavy precipitation right now. That's going to accumulate, and so once that clears out, you are definitely going to have that layer of ice out there, maybe even some snow on top of that, and that's going to make those conditions even worse on the roadways. A little bit further north around Gainesville, Pilot Point over towards Van Alstyne, likely seeing some snow with a sleet mix. And just a little bit further over to the east, notice within this very short distance, we are getting returns of some rain around Mount Pleasant, some freezing rain over to sleet, and then potentially over to some snow. So that's pretty incredible. And this is going to be a very dangerous situation as well with those slick driving conditions. Gun Barrel City also still in sleet. Corsicana down towards Richland, Athens, looking at some freezing rain and rain mixing in. So try and stay home if you can. We have a winter storm warning. It is in effect until 6 p.m. this evening. We're going to continue to see that precipitation for quite a while, Jeff, so I'll have a look at that futurecast, but you're taking a look at where we're seeing some of those heaviest accumulations.
You know, through the overnight hours, we had that transition from rain to freezing rain, and now most parts sleet mixing with a little bit of snow. But I wanted to show you that from McKinney, if you're waking up in Frisco, over into Denton, and then as you go into Azle and Eagle Mountain, and then over into parts of Parker County, everything to the north and to the west of this line, that's where we have had the most ice fall and accumulate. We're getting reports of power outages in parts of Collin County, northern Collin County, because of the ice accumulating on power lines and bringing branches down over power lines as well. Some major problems. First, I wanted to show you this shot. This is from Mike Pendergrass, and you can see that we've got ice on the roads and sleet continuing to fall. Now let's check in with Jason McLaughlin, our storm chaser here in our first weather alert day, and you can see that, yeah, that is just starting to accumulate. Now there is a break in the precipitation, it looks like. Jason, radar was showing that over, at least in parts of Wise County, the precipitation was starting to taper off there.
Yes, it really has, Jeff. It's been real light this morning on the commute. It's sleet. It's all sleet that's been falling. We had that freezing rain last night, especially closer here around the Decatur area, and that accumulated on the power lines, you know, the light poles, the signs, the things like that. And then we had that sleet that started right around 8 o'clock or so here in Decatur, and you know, further north where we had some big travel issues closer to the Albert and Bowie area, there was a lot of sleet last night, a couple of inches of it. But so far, it's just sleet this morning. Road crews are out there working 287 here, working 380, the main roadways, and then the side roads, you know, they're just completely packed with ice at this point.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jason, for that report. We'll be checking in with you later on this morning. Just take a look at the wide view radar. You can see all this coming up from the southwest still. So we're going to be dealing with this all morning long, Brittany, and I just think that the roads we've watched them get bad just over the last 2 hours over the Metroplex, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
It definitely is. And then our focus is even going to be shifting over to the Arctic air that we have in place. But the morning crew that you see here, we all came in at about 2 a.m. this morning. Some of those surface roads were still somewhat okay, but the bridges and the overpasses were already starting to ice over. And then Madison, she's going to show you in just a couple of minutes that a lot of the roadways are just really bad out there right now. But want to give you a look at Futurecast. I know everybody is wondering, when is this precipitation going to come to an end? So latest Futurecast is going to have that transition over to snow. Our radar is indicating that we have some of those snowflakes mixing in, but we also have all of our storm chasers out there, which is great because then they actually give us back what we're seeing getting down to the surface. So we're getting mainly sleet right now, but we are going to see that transition over to snow a little bit later this morning. Still dealing with the snow around midday, dealing with that sleet off to the east around Kaufman to Tyler, and then things are going to start to dry out around 2 to 4 o'clock this afternoon. But then our focus is going to shift to that very cold air in place. So we have had those reports of power outages around Waxahachie, even into Bonham. They've had some of those major power lines down, and that's causing power outages in those areas as well. But tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up to temperatures around 13 degrees. Wind chills will be to 8 below in our western areas, and our high temperature is only 31 degrees, with those wind chills staying about 15 to 20 degrees. So that means all the accumulations that we're seeing out there right now, it's going to take a while for that to clear out. It's going to be with us all day today, and then we're not going to see a whole lot of improvement through tomorrow. But Madison